Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Obviously, a lot of news this morning. I've got TikTok set up. Let me get, or not, I've got about to start TikTok. Let me get Instagram rolling here. Boom. All right. Instagram is live. There we go. Instagram is live. Substack is, let me get Substack rolling here. There we go. Oops. As I knock my camera around. Uh-oh. Did the camera freeze? What did I do? Uh-oh. Did it just freeze on me? Why is Substack... Oh, there we go. Substack froze on me for a second. There it is. Okay. Substack scared me there. Hey, Substackers. All right. Let me get my Substack over here. All right. Hey, Substackers. All right. This is good. Now let me, oops, StreamYard. And now I think we're good. I've got StreamYard. Now I can start TikTok and we are good. Sorry, guys. As you know, this is like always drama getting this tech stuff, and even worse on a morning when I wasn't preparing for stuff. All right. Tall, big, medium, big, tall. There we go. Okay. Let me get TikTok going live and we are good. We are good. Maybe a touch more light. All right. All right. TikTok is live. Well, that was an interesting morning. Welcome, everybody. We're going to take a second for everybody to join us here. I'll have to probably do intro a few times since, you know what I mean, since we... Hey, Ash. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, mods. I was forgetting about that. Since I'm going live, it does help to have the mods here. Thank you. Forgot about that. Thank you, guys. Welcome, everybody. Crazy morning. Hey, Hannah over Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Jean Marquis. Oh, on Twitch. Cute. We got 3 Substackers. Hey, Richard Fisher. So TikTok is live now, Callum. Yep. I was waiting. I was getting everything else set up first. So, wow. Very interesting what's going on, guys. Donald Trump declared war on Iran last night. He openly called it war, which is problematic, to say the least. We are not on sub only. Nope. We are public right now. You know, interesting. So Trump, I mean, I'm going to have to do this intro several times, obviously, since we're going to have people coming in on and off today while we're talking. Donald Trump declared war on Iran last night, attacked with Israel. No, this is on purpose. We're doing this public because we're at war. So I'm doing a public meeting today. Yeah, so much for Trump's Nobel Peace Prize. Oops. Oh, well. Trump declared war on Iran last night. He actually called it war, which was kind of a strange thing, because only, of course, as I do this, I'm always looking at a little gray hair sticking up, driving me crazy. Trump declared war on Iran last night, which only the U.S. Senate can do. Doesn't really matter because it's Donald Trump. He can do whatever he wants, and no one's going to stop him. But this is an illegal war. It is. I mean, again, we've talked about this before. I am actually rather hawkish on war powers and war stuff. I do not oppose going to war when necessary. But Donald Trump literally declared last night that we're at war. Oh, hey, Odin, where is Muskoka? I'm going to guess Midwest, maybe. Or Minnesota, maybe? Where's Muskoka? Trump literally last night said we're at war. You know, he's not allowed to declare war. He's not allowed to declare war. That is only the purview of the U.S. Senate. Now, good luck stopping him. It's not going to matter. Republicans aren't going to do anything about it. Nobel Peace Prize, not getting the Nobel Peace Prize. So just to give a quick update, so what's going on? So Donald Trump declared war on Iran last night. Israel and the U.S. did massive attack. Oh, and Canada, okay. I would say it looked like a native name, or you guys say First Peoples or whatever. It doesn't matter, you know, yeah. Yep. No, I mean, I'm not even sure where to begin with it. Let's just summarize. Trump attacked Iran last night. He announced at 2:30 in the morning with a baseball cap on that he was attacking Iran. The goal is regime change, which is insane. What I mean is regime change means the goal is to overthrow the Iranian government. Generally speaking, that's not easy. Saddam Hussein, it took us 2.5 years. Remember, we had the same amount of weapons in the theater, in the area, to attack Saddam Hussein. It took us 2.5 years to capture Saddam Hussein and overthrow him. 2.5 years of nonstop bombing, trillions of dollars, and we still didn't win the war. Trump ran opposing these kind of wars. Now, again, I'm I'm very agnostic on this kind of stuff. I really am. I'm very in the middle. Honestly, this was the same way I felt about the first Gulf War. I didn't trust George Bush with the first, the first Gulf War was the good one. Second Gulf War, I didn't trust George Bush to tell us the truth. I thought he was lying. I didn't like Saddam Hussein. I worried about Saddam Hussein, but I thought Bush was lying, and I thought he was going to screw it up, and he did. Same thing happening here. The Iranian regime is terrible. They are a terrorist state. They are. There is no question about that. There is no defense of the Iranian regime. That doesn't mean you go and you try to overthrow the government. We've talked about this before. My background is foreign policy. I did master's in foreign service at Georgetown. You do not go and try to overthrow a government unless you know. Good job there, mods. Yeah, that one had to go. You do not try to overthrow the government, overthrow the government, not our government, a foreign government, unless A, you know you can succeed. B, you know that you know what's coming next. Okay? Right? A, you got to know you're going to win, because otherwise it's going to cost you trillions of dollars and lots of U.S. lives. And B, you've got to know you're going to succeed. You've got to know what's coming next. Because if you overthrow a government and worse people come, I just watched an expert on CNN say that the big concern is if we overthrow the Iranian regime, what's going to come next is a horrific military dictatorship. That's not good. Right? I mean, the current mullah religious dictatorship is bad enough. Military dictatorship wouldn't be any better. So that's a big concern. That's a big concern. So Trump invades last night alongside Israel. Massive, massive attack against Iran. Israel and the U.S. Trump made clear, this is regime change. He is trying to overthrow the Iranian government. They hit dozens and dozens and dozens, according to, what's his name, Barak Ravid, I think is his name. Very good guy with Axios, brilliant Middle Eastern reporter. He was on CNN, said the Israelis and the Americans too, one assumes, hit dozens and dozens of leadership last night. They tried to take out dozens of the Iranian leadership. I mean, 30, 40, 50 Iranian leaders in order to basically overthrow the government. Trump called for Iranians to step up and overthrow their government. Guys, as I said, what is worrisome about this, obviously a lot of things are worrisome about this. I have to sort of keep saying, I am not against war. I am not against using the military. I'm not against overthrowing bad governments necessarily. But A, it costs a lot of money. B, it can cost a lot of American lives. So we don't just do this stuff, right? We don't just do this, right? If you don't, just because you don't like them or whatever. Now, Trump, I've got multiple things to show you today. This is still, where's the thing on the White House website? I've got a lot. It's funny. Normally I use my phone, but I am using the phone to stream today because it does better quality. Where is the, oh, no, I'm not going to find it, of course. Where is this? The White House website. So actually, Trump last night, again, talked about obliterating. He said, when he announced the war against Iran, he said, last June, we obliterated Iran's nuclear program. And you're going, well, if you obliterated Iran's nuclear program last June, then why are you attacking to take out their nuclear program? I mean, he can't sort of give up on the lies, you know? He's got to stop. He's got to keep doing this. Let me show some of these, okay? Stephen Miller. A year ago, this was just the election. If young men don't want to be drafted to fight in Kamala and Cheney's Third World War, they better get out and vote for Trump. November 4th of 2024, a year and a half ago, the day of or the day before the election, Stephen Miller, top White House aide, says if you vote for Kamala Harris, she's going to get us into another war. These guys ran anti-war. Their entire thing was anti-war. J.D. Vance, commentary. Trump's best foreign policy, not starting any wars. He has my support in 2024 because I know he won't recklessly send Americans to fight overseas. One of Trump's two big one of his two big things he ran on was no more wars, guys. This is what boggles my mind with this, is the lies with this guy have hit epic proportions. Let me find you some more of these. It's just crazy. So we got Stephen Miller, Kamala will send your sons to war. Oops. Trump blasts Harris on Iran, says Biden administration is leading us to the brink of World War III. Trump, 2012. Now that Obama's poll numbers are in a tailspin, watch for him to launch a strike in Libya or Iran. He is desperate. Trump, 2019. The United States has spent $8 trillion fighting and policing in the Middle East. Thousands of our great soldiers have died or been badly wounded. Millions of people have died on the other side. Going into the Middle East is the worst decision ever made, Trump said in 2019. Again, he's a liar. He's a pathological liar. And I've said this before, that there is a danger in electing a man who lies, like Trump does. Whether he's lying about healthcare and science, whether he's lying about the economy, like he claims that inflation's been cured, so he's not going to focus on inflation. The damage there is, if Trump says inflation's over, which he does now, that means he's not going to focus on fixing inflation because he says it's done. Same thing with this. When Trump lied to you. Trump convinced millions of Americans to vote for him because he said he was going to end the wars, especially the wars in the Middle East. No more wars in the Middle East. You voted for him, and what did he do? He has launched more wars than any president I can think of in American history. He's threatened more. I mean, this is now the third. I mean, he's threatened like 12 or 13 wars in just a year. I can't think of how many military attacks he's already done, right? I mean, absolutely. Again, guys, I am not anti-war. That's the thing here I gotta keep sort of saying. I'm not anti-war. And the Iranian regime, horrific regime, they deserve to be overthrown. But can we do it? We don't know. Will a lot of American troops die? Trump said last night, he warned that we will lose troops, that we could lose American troops. That was Trump preparing the American people for a large amount of military deaths. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Trump's largest general, his biggest general, he warned Trump a week and a half ago, and the story broke publicly, that this war was going to be hard and we could lose a lot of troops. And especially part of the reason we could lose a lot of troops was because, and it could be difficult for the U.S. to win, is because we don't have support of our allies. And basically, as you know, too, Trump has been opposing our allies. He's been shitting on our allies. He's been attacking the Brits. He's been attacking the French. He's been attacking the Germans. They've been attacking all of our allies. And now we find out that we need the allies for this war, and the allies are not supporting our war. And it's going to cost us our troops. Oh, where to start with this, guys? Iran has retaliated. They have hit U.S. military bases in the region, Seth just noted. Callum, am I allowed to mention you when I mention this stuff? By the way, you should be sending that on Signal. Because they hit the naval base in Bahrain. They hit the Surmart, which is where the logistics specialists work. I saw one thing, too, that they hit the, there we go. They hit the, it looked like it was radar. It was those domes that look like they're radar domes that we use for, or not, I say radar, but meaning reconnaissance or whatever it was. Yeah, this is very dangerous, guys. I mean, it's incredibly dangerous what's going on. I'm not even sure where to start with this. They hit a girls' school. Yeah, but you know what? Those kind of stories, I will tell you. I don't want to be crass in how I say this, but that's going to happen in a war. I don't have how do I say this? That's going to happen. I'm not going to judge the military mission by, oh, they hit a girls' school. First, two problems here. One, Iran says they hit a girls' school. That does not mean they hit a girls' school. The Iranian government, they lie as much as Donald Trump. They're evil. Just because they say we hit a girls' school doesn't mean we did. Two, there are going to be civilian casualties. There are always civilian casualties in any war. There are always civilian casualties. Saying there are civilian casualties means nothing in terms of whether the war was a good or bad idea. It doesn't. It just doesn't. There will always be, I mean, even in a just war, we're going to hit innocent people. So anyway, thank you, Blue, for that. So, you know, the thing that's fascinating is Trump came out and literally called for regime change last night. That was the crazy thing. Hang on a second. I've got this was just one snippet.
The lives of courage seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war, but we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives.
That is Donald Trump telling you he thinks there's going to be a lot of deaths. He thinks we're going to lose a lot of troops because he was warning people up front. That's pretty scary. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Do keep the gifts coming. I always hate to ask for gifts and stuff, but, you know, it supports my work, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Woo! So far, it is Israel and America who are doing this. I don't know that we've got support of any of our allies. I don't know. Meaning we've not heard anything. Thank you for the gifts there. We've not heard anything about allied support yet. Man. JTA says, I saw that the 5th Navy Fleet in Bahrain was evacuated days ago. I did not see that, but that makes sense. Thank you, Ashley. That makes sense. You know, one thing that was interesting is, and Callum noted this too, that we attacked, hold on a second. Alexa, what time is it in Tehran? Okay, 6:48. Oh, 6:48 p.m. I forgot about that. Iran has the half-hour thing. So Iran is 8.5 hours ahead of us. 8.5. No. Yes, 8.5. 8.5 hours ahead of us. Okay, that's correct. 6:48. 8.5 hours. We attacked at 2:30 in the morning. That means we attacked at 10:30 in the morning. 10:30 to 11 o'clock in the morning we attacked. That is a bad time to attack. Generally speaking, with a lot of these wars, you find that we attack overnight, 3, 4 a.m., and we tend to do it when there's a new moon, when the moon is at its smallest, because there's not as much light in the sky, you can't see planes, it's safer for our troops. And you do it in the middle of the night because no one's as prepared in the middle of the night, basically. You know, the soldiers are more tired, the leaders are sleeping. For Trump to attack in the middle of the night is, he didn't attack in the middle of the night. He attacked in the middle of the day. It means the Iranians were more prepared. It means they could see our weapons, our planes, whatever coming in, unless we didn't use planes. You know, maybe we used we used cruise missiles, who knows. But my suspicion is we did it because we were attacking the regime, and the regime might have felt more secure at 10:30 in the morning, 11 in the morning, because they know we never attack at that hour. So they might have felt safer, and maybe Trump thought the Israelis thought we could hit the Iranian leadership better. I don't know. But it's a little weird when you talk to the military experts. Hits on the base. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, but that sentence was too quick, Callum. I don't know what that. I don't even know. No one knows what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know who that is or what that means. Sorry, don't use. Sorry, Callum's giving me updates, but he's giving me military speak updates. I'm like, I don't know what NAMP is. Why odd time to attack? Generally speaking, you attack overnight. I mean, Callum and some of the military guys could maybe explain better. Actually, Callum, you want to give me a quick message here? Actually, Callum, do you want to come on TikTok and explain some of this to people? Up to you. I can unplug the microphone. Are you traveling or doing baby stuff? But wouldn't be a terrible with baby. Okay, all right. Send a quick message on why doing it during daylight is odd. Generally speaking, we do these things overnight. Overnight in the place we're attacking. Generally speaking, we do it when there's a new moon. I know this for a fact. And Callum had mentioned last night. Callum last night said, "Oh, it's a full moon. We're not going in for 2 weeks." And of course, we go in. This is unusual. The full moon means you can see planes in the sky more easily. Full moon, you can see troops on the ground more easily if people are parachuting in. It's just, yeah, you typically the military wants as much cover of darkness as they can get going in. My friend Callum is a former British military, and he's also one of our moderators and a friend, so I like to sort of pick his advice on stuff like this. Hey, Dark Chef. Oh, man. Man. We used to call a full moon a bomber's moon, but what did they mean by that, Paula? Although a full moon might give you better visuals of what's on the ground, potentially. I don't know. Hey, Joseph in Toronto. Ooh la 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 la. So I'm looking here. Actually, I want to pull up some of my other. There we go. There we go. I was trying to pull up my. I've got a lot of things because you can see what's on the ground. Yeah, so Paula said the one advantage of a full moon is you can see what's on the ground better, but that's if you're a bomber. That's if you're flying a plane, dropping bombs, right? You can maybe target better. Although I'm surprised today. I would think that in today's day and age, the light wouldn't matter as much, you know? Callum says, doing it during daylight is odd. People are awake and aware. You want to hit towards the latter end of a night shift, so the night shift are tired. Meaning, right, people are doing the night shift, it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., they're exhausted, they've been working all night, and now, bam, right? They're having, oh my God, dealing with an attack. They're exhausted, and the new guys aren't there yet. You want to hit towards the latter end of a night shift, so the night shift is tired, and the morning shift aren't awake or well-rested. So then the morning shift has to wake up early, so they're screwed up too, right? The morning shift gets woken up 2 hours early, and they're like, whoa, what's going on, right? New moon, meaning the slim moon, provides darkness, which helps with confusion, and you can't see the aircraft in the sky. You don't need visuals with moonlight with a modern plane. They have thermal and infrared. That was my thought, Paula, was with the modern planes, you wouldn't need to see the targets on the ground. They've got infrared and thermal imaging and everything else. Again, Callum knows that my military friends know this stuff better than I do. Cruise missiles, I'm not surprised. We must have used some cruise missiles. Hey, Substackers, welcome this morning. Ambient lights helps with night vision. True. Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, and again, part of the concern is, I was hearing this again on CNN this morning, is that if we are trying to overthrow the government, and Trump said, he literally used the words regime change, which shocked me, just because typically, like, regime change is the naughty word, right? Regime change means overthrowing the government, putting in new people. That's what we fail at usually. So, and that's what Trump ran against. Regime change, bad. Right? That was Trump ran for president based on it being bad. He mentioned regime change, like explicitly. The military expert on CNN said, the bombing typically doesn't cause regime change. For regime change, you need troops on the ground. We need to send in American troops, Israeli troops on the ground for regime change. That gets even riskier. Oh, hey, Lorna in Kenya. We rarely say, we have so many Europeans. Actually, Europeans tend to be our mainstay. Canadians and Australians, New Zealanders too. But welcome from Africa. We don't hear from the Africans much. Lovely to see you. Wow. What else we got here? I'm just looking here. I want to like pull up. I'm going to pull up Twitter so we can see some of the like breaking. I have a huge sort of military Twitter list I follow, where a lot of the military folks and from things are tense. Oh yeah, things are definitely tense. Let me find this. Israel. This one or this? No, it's this one probably. Now, again, the weird thing was Trump claimed again last night in his speech announcing the war that we destroyed Iran's, we obliterated the nuclear program. Well, then why did we go in? Actually, I will say this too. Trump gave his explanation was kind of weird. We need to get rid of their missiles. We need to stop their nuclear program, which he said we already obliterated. It's a terrorist regime. And he started listing things like they've been mean to us, not mean, but they've done horrible things over the years. They blew up the Marine barracks in 1983 or were complicit in it. They did the hostage crisis where they took Americans hostage in 1979. And I'm listening to this and I'm going, these were bad things, but we're attacking Iran today to overthrow them because they took hostages in 1979? I mean, now, granted, he's arguing there is a whole series of things Iran has done over the last 50 years that's bad, 45 years, right? So I get that, but it's still, it worries me because he doesn't have a really clear-cut reason for why we're attacking. The nuclear program is not back on track. He did do serious damage to it. I don't think he obliterated it, but he did serious damage. He doesn't, and we just had the State of the Union. He didn't give any justification for the war at the State of the Union, right? He gave the biggest speech to the nation 4 nights ago, Tuesday night. And people said at the time, Why didn't he give a justification for going after Iran? He could have easily given a strong justification and said they need to come to the table, but if not, they are a terrorist regime. They have killed our people. They have blah, 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 right? They're a threat to the region. They're they're warmongering. I mean, you could make the case if you need to. He didn't make the case. He took us to war anyway. I mean, British planes are in the air, people are saying. Feisty's saying that. Callum, I don't know. Have you heard anything about British planes being in the air? Yeah, I don't know about this. Again, I would, no, you know, somebody did ask about the electoral stuff, which is interesting, because, oops. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I can't look at that right now, though, Callan. It's interesting, but that's too much for me to look at right now. Where is this? Put that down for a sec. Oops. Sorry. Oh, shit. Sorry, Callum. Yeah, don't text me. It's screwing me up. Sorry, Callum said it because it's screwing up what I'm totally lost now. Sorry, don't text me again. You signal. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out because it's screwing things up for me trying to. I lost Substack now because I had to jump around. Hang on a sec. Shit, where's Substack? Damn it. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. Like I said, I'm dealing with too many things here. There's Substack. Okay, found you guys again. Yeah, don't text me if you can help it. It's too much. Use Signal, but don't use text. It's too many things going on at once here. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, if anybody finds anything public on whether I would be surprised if the Brits don't help us. I would be very surprised. You know, they said initially the Brits weren't sure they wanted to, they wanted to be involved or whatever, but I think Britain would. In the end, Britain would help us. I think so. Thank you, Succeed. I think that's a goat. Even at war, you get a goat. So let us know which goat you want, Succeed. Halloween? All right. Although Halloween is a good ominous goat sound for all of this. On TikTok, we have special gifts that trigger certain things. This is the galaxy triggers the goat, and you get to be which goat. Woo-hoo! Now, what's going to be interesting, somebody had mentioned, what will be interesting is to see what this does for the polling. Typically, when we are at war, presidents do better in polling. Now, little different here because, well, here's the problem. Trump didn't really prepare. I think he made a mistake here. He didn't prepare us for war, right? George Bush prepared us for, oh, hey, Shelby, thank you for becoming a member over on YouTube. Thank you, Julie. I don't have TikTok is not showing me again my gifts. Fireworks are something. Oh no, fireworks aren't anything. Fireworks are just a very nice gift, actually. Thank you for that. Folks, you'll have to remind me if any of the gifts trigger actions because TikTok once again took the thing off the screen. I can't see it. Sorry, I'm trying to think what I was saying with this. Whew. Sorry, what else, guys? Like a quick little thank you for the gifts, guys. I like the gifts. They occasionally confuse me, but it's helpful. Oh, he didn't prepare us. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, so Trump didn't really prepare us for this. And I think that was a huge mistake on his part. He should have prepared the country for war. Part of the reason is you want Americans to be, yeah, on board. Right now, people are going, wait, what? Right? We knew he was moving troops in, but he never gave us a good explanation of why. Typically, when we're at war or military action, American support for the president goes through the roof. George Bush, incredibly unpopular. George Bush the first, incredibly unpopular as president. But when he attacked Iraq, by the way, justifiably, this was when Iraq invaded and took over Kuwait. Totally justified war. I thought it was a good war. Thank you, DW, and we won. And we, along with 91 or 93 of our allies, 92 of our allies, Bush popularity jumped to like 90% or more. He was unpopular like Trump is unpopular. 90% popularity. Well, then the war, 1991. 1991, Bush attacks Iran, okay? 92 is the presidential election. Bush loses because he's so unpopular. So you can go through the roof in terms of support when we're at war and it can still drop. If anything, to some degree, this is almost too soon in a way. If you were simply going for a bump in the polls, hey, we talk politics. I work in Washington, D.C. We got to talk politics. If you were going for simply a bump in the polls, it might have been more useful closer to the election. Let's see. But, you know, oh man. Let me see here. So I'm looking. I want to look at, like I said, my my defense Twitter and see what people are saying here. If you guys want to do some, Netanyahu spoke with Trump. Big surprise. The Republicans are all tweeting about how we need to destroy the Iranian regime. Explosions over Dubai. Iran is lashing out all over. So this is a video from Dubai, reportedly. That was Dubai. Israeli Defense Forces have detected an incoming ballistic missile attack, so the Iranians are attacking Israel. And we're now seeing stuff where people are saying some of it looks like AI. They're releasing videos of some of the Iranian, like Iran attacking one of our reconnaissance areas in Bahrain. Some people are saying it looks like AI. See, this is going to be a problem too. Unless, this is going to be a real problem now. Usually we rely on these videos, right? The videos from the, like, look at Ukraine. How many of those videos from Ukraine were so useful to know, to get a sense of what was going on? Now, everything's fake. Imagine the Ukraine war now, 4 years later. With this going on, somebody had posted, like this video. Somebody had posted this video that was allegedly an Iranian drone, hitting a U.S. military base. But, check it out. But, is it real? Is it real? I mean, I don't know. Can you really check if it's AI though with a video? Is it really trustworthy enough? You know? But it's too bad because typically we trusted citizen journalist types, right? Iran, I mean, my God, Ukraine. It was incredibly useful with Ukraine to be able to see all those firsthand videos. You know? You can? All right. But meaning you can just feed it into one of those websites and it will reliably say, oh yeah, that's an AI video? Okay, I hope so. Because it worries, well, actually, let me rephrase this. I saw that video and thought it was real. I did not plug it into an AI website. I saw it an hour ago, right? They're going to be, thank you, Mel. Now that's got to be a gift. Is that an Ask Me Anything? It won't show me the gifts anymore on TikTok. It's pissing me off. So I can't tell. Mod, you're going to have to help me. That whale from Mel was, oh, it's a wig? No, the whale's not the wig. Oh, the whale's the wig? I didn't even remember that. Okay, you get the Trump wig. We have a number of TikTok gifs that trigger certain actions. TikTok set something up a few months ago where we have certain gifts that the host allows to do certain things. So there's a whale gift that I have to put on the Trump wig for a minute. So, hey, we're talking war, but it's TikTok, so you always have weird things. This always kind of freaked me out on TikTok. We'd be talking about the war in Ukraine, and there'd be like, you know, dragon flames coming out of my mouth. It's like, such is the nature of TikTok. Hold on. It's my hair is turning. It's shifting from Trump to Boris Johnson. I told you I need a hairbrush. Oh man. Yeah, this is. I mean, look, it's Donald Trump. So, is he going to war to help his polls? Yes. Is he going to war to take out the Iranian government? Yes, because he clearly is on this hell-bent thing of going to war to take out bad governments. I mean, it's, you know, the irony is that is the extreme. This is America of the 1950s, basically, like going to war to take out like overthrowing governments and stuff. We haven't done this kind of stuff in a long time. We really haven't. Not like this. He ran against this, and he's doing everything that he ran against right now. It's really, it blows. And again, the problem is he's the worst guy to be doing this because he's not intelligent. He's motivated by bad motives. Like I said, he's motivated by the polls. He could be motivated by money. For all we know, some investor said, hey, you know, attack Iran and I'll buy 1 billion Bitcoin or whatever the hell, Trump coin. I mean, who knows with this guy, right? Man. Boop. Okay, thank you for that. Wow. This could be a wag the dog. In part, it's wag the dog, Edward. It's in part, yeah, wag the dog meaning going to war to help basically bolster polls, help in the election. That's part of it. That's part of it. He clearly, look, he's a warmonger. I mean, Trump is a warmonger. Trump is a neocon. Trump is Mr. I want to invade every country. I want to overthrow every government. He is the nightmare scenario of what Trump voters voted against. Thank you, Gene. That's a very nice gift. Thank you for that. He is literally the epitome of what people voted against. They thought Kamala Harris was going to get us into wars, which is insane. Why anybody thought Kamala Harris was going to get us into wars is crazy. But nonetheless, they thought Kamala Harris was going to get us into wars. You know, it boggles. I have said this before, and he's proven it every time. He is one of the biggest warmongers in American history. He is one of the biggest neocons. He believes in war, war, war. And people, he has so screwed over his own. Epstein, the war stuff, the economy. I mean, these were the big, maybe those were the top, I mean, in immigration, but even immigration, he's now taken immigration and twisted everything, right? So he's killing people. He's arresting all the good people, all the MAGA people who like have relatives who are Latino and stuff who didn't commit any crimes are getting arrested now. So he screwed them over on immigration. He really screwed them on Epstein. Epstein, forget it, right? He screwed them on all the war stuff. And what was the fourth category I said that he screwed them on too? I'm forgetting now. Inflation, the economy. Trump ran on inflation. And he doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care. Exactly, Bishop. He just makes shit up. It's the most amazing thing. Really boggles my mind. Really just boggles my mind here. Man. And he thinks he's going to, the best part is he thinks he's going to get a Nobel Peace Prize for this. This is the funny part. This is kind of Trump's twisted thinking. He thinks overthrowing the Iranian regime because it's an evil regime, and it is peace. Like he gets a Nobel Peace Prize for overthrowing the Iranian regime. And it's like, no, that's not exactly how it works. But thank you. Thank you, James. Yeah. Wow. All right. Going back here. Let's see more of the latest from Trump. Let me hear. Hang on. Come on here. Reportedly, strikes simultaneously targeted 3 sites where senior Islam terrorist regime officials were meeting, and several senior terrorists were eliminated. Okay, that's a little too hysterical of a description for me to believe. Destruction of a car at a home in Iran that resembles a targeted assassination, just seen on the Fox News feed. So that's interesting. Well, right. So the Israelis prepared to basically take out some of the Iranian leadership in their cars, car bombs, things like that. We're at 50,000. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I saw that, Hannah, although the other AI company might have caved. Let me see here. Let me see. Trey Yingst, who's Fox News' defense guy, but he's very good, actually. Trey Yingst reports on the ground from a high-ranking Israeli military source. It does seem the Israelis feel they have eliminated at least some senior members of Iran's leadership. Okay, we don't know. Who knows? I realized maybe my Ukraine. I realized I need a defense Twitter feed. I've got an Israel one for the wars in Israel. I've got a Ukraine one, but I don't have an overall defense one. But I'm thinking my Ukraine one. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, Ishan Tharoor, who's a guy I know at the Washington Post. He's one of the ones who left or got fired. Holy shit, I didn't realize that. He was a journalist at the Washington Post. Ishan Tharoor, very, very good international affairs journalist, Washington Post. A lot of speculation out there that Khamenei, the supreme leader, is dead. Unverified, but former top Washington Post, one of the top Washington Post foreign affairs columnists, says there is a lot of speculation out there among the experts that Iran's supreme religious leader is dead. Wow. Very interesting. Now, again, fog of war. We talk about fog of war. Fog of war is basically when you're at war, you don't always know what's going on. There's going to be a lot of incorrect reports on what's going on, so that just you take it in stride, you know. He was one of the targets, yes. Basically, according to reports on CNN an hour ago, the Israelis, at least the Israelis, maybe the Americans too, attacked dozens of regime leadership. Dozens. So we're talking 30, 40, 50 leaders of the Iranian regime they tried to kill. Oh, he's good. Yeah, he's saying that right now. I'm seeing your comments, Dolphin, but there are 10,000 comments. I can't see everything. Yeah. I mean, I've also got 4 screens up. I've got Substack, Discord, YouTube, Twitch. There's no way. You know? I can't see every comment. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, and it's going to be in the 60s today. The cold weather finally broke in D.C. Thank God. Thank God. Refurbished Apple? Shit. Sorry. Damien's asking. Actually, does anybody know? Damien is asking, where would you go? Hold on. Apple what? Damien's asking, where do you get refurbished Apple products? Where would you go? My friend Damien's asking. I told him I would look at Amazon and probably Apple's own website. Any quick suggestions? We'll get back to Iran in a second, but my friend was asking me. Where would we go? Where would you go to look for black market? Yeah, we're not. He's not doing that. Yeah, eBay, if you can trust. Oh, Best Buy does refurbished. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, eBay. The problem. Yeah, but I don't like it. I don't trust Damien. Yeah, but I worry. My worry is Facebook Marketplace or eBay. Damien is not a tech guy. I told him Amazon. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Best Buy, I just told him, okay. But you know what I mean? He's not a tech guy, so I worry about him looking at Facebook or in eBay and trying to figure out whereas Best Buy, I trust Best Buy's refurbished is going to be good. Whereas eBay is just used. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I gave him several places to look. He can start with those two. All right, let's go back again to Twitter and see what the latest here is. Ministry of Defense now confirms there were interceptions and impacts from debris. Whose Ministry of Defense? We don't know. I have to show this again. 2023, J.D. Vance. 2023. Trump's best foreign policy, not starting any wars. He has my support in 2024 because I know he won't recklessly send Americans to fight overseas. J.D. Vance, January of 2023. I mean... Turning down the volume again. These people are unbelievable. What else we got? Kuwaiti International Airport was attacked by Iranian Shahed drones. I've still got my, I do. I've got my big piece of my Iranian Shahed drone. I should show you. Since we're on the topic now, I can show you. Hold on a second. I'll grab it and give you a quick look. So this is my piece of an Iranian Shahed drone that was used in Ukraine by the Russians. That's it. The inside is really neat though because you can see like the honeycomb structure on the inside of the wing. Very light. I mean, crazy light wing. But that's the shell. If you've seen the drones, you'd know this is the one. You know, I mean, it's one big wing, but very cool. But super light piece. I'm gonna put it back in the cabinet. Anyway, just since we were on the topic of Shahed drones, Those are the Iranian drones that they were selling to all the Russians. I know, Iranian stuff. I don't know that we can get Iranian stuff. I don't. Also, Iranian stuff gets a little weird with sanctions and things. I don't know. Let me see here. Yeah, I need. You know what? Let me. You know what, guys? I'm going to create a new list on. Hang on here. How do I create? Can I create a list here without? Shoot. Oh, here we go. Create your list. Name. I'm going to call it defense. Private. All right. Give me people to add to my defense list. Who should I be? I'm looking here. I'm trying to find like the top. Which is good. I want to add like some people to a new defense list that is basically defense overall. You know, I need to look for Preston actually. Our Preston Stewart, who's always very good. That's almost an AI question. That's actually not a bad question. Thing I ought to try that at some point. Like, hang on. Preston saying new details on today's strike. Actually, Jennifer's great. That's true. Jennifer Griffin at Fox News is actually excellent. I mean, she's very good. Not very foxy. We like her a lot. Jennifer Griffin, Fox News. Hang on here. Iranian Shahed 136 one-way attack drone hits U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet headquarters in Bahrain. That's the one some people thought was AI. New details on U.S. military strikes targeting Iran from Jennifer Griffin, Fox News Channel. The U.S. military used some new capabilities in these strikes. For the first time, they used one-way attack drones in combat. The U.S. military has been focusing on high-value targets. Revolutionary Guard. I always call them Republican Guard. Revolutionary Guard, right? Facilities and capabilities. Naval facilities and underground facilities likely associated with nuclear program. Tomahawk missiles were used in the first volley of strikes. We have effectively suppressed their air defense, one U.S. official told me. This was a multi-geographic command and control designed to overwhelm Iran's defenses. There were hundreds of targets in what is being described to me as a multi-day operation. The Iranian response has been ineffective, according to one senior U.S. official. Just looking here. He might be good. Okay, so I'm talking to you guys. I'm also adding. Oh. British planes are in the sky. Okay. British Prime Minister. Oops. British Prime Minister. British planes are in the sky. So, which I'm not surprised in the end. The Brits are close allies, and at the same time, not a bad idea to be pro Trump, pro America. It helps for the Brits. I mean, tactically speaking. Christian Trebert, who is a visual investigations to the New York Times. We obtained the first known satellite image of Ayatollah Khamenei's compound in Tehran. There are several destroyed buildings. While the current whereabouts of Iran's supreme leader are unknown, the compound is generally used as his official residence. So this is the compound for Iran's supreme religious leader, destroyed where he often spends time, according to the New York Times. So very interesting. Again, I will shed no tears about him being gone, but, you know. Voice of America's Persian service has been broadcasting messages into Iran addressing the Iranian people, along with Reza Pahlavi, the son of the former Shah. They are urging the people of Iran to rise up against the Iranian leadership. Interesting, huh? Mind you, the Voice of America is the service that Trump has been trying to shut down for the last year. Kerry Lake is running it. They decided we didn't need it anymore because America didn't need anymore to to basically take down or not, or whatever you want to call it, authoritarian regimes. Cutting. I mean, we're talking. Voice of America would broadcast to Russia, China, Iran. The Trump people killed it all, and now suddenly, as always with Trump, what a surprise, right? Isn't it kind of known we don't try to kill leaders? It's kind of illegal to kill leaders. Yeah. I mean, the supreme leader of a country in the U.S. We're not allowed to. Israel may be the ones who did it. Well, you know what's funny? Dude Bro said I'm pronouncing Iran correctly. What I found with AI and with Siri, if I say Iran, it writes something crazy. I often have to say Iran so that Siri gets it right when I'm trying to text stuff, which is very funny. Nasork, thank you for the gift. Question: for 30 years, Israel has been saying Iran is about to get nukes. What makes this different? I don't think anything makes this different because we attacked Iran's nuclear program last summer. So, I mean, look. I don't trust today that we went in for any valid reason. This is Trump, and Netanyahu wants to take Iran out anyway. Just because Iran has been on the verge of getting nukes for 30 years doesn't mean they're not on the verge of getting nukes. They could be literally one step away from getting, not one step, 6 months, whatever, away from getting nukes. But they've been holding back because they know they're going to get blown up by the U.S. and by Israel if they go that last step. So you could be at the final step. Honestly, you're baking a cake and the final thing is putting it in the oven. You didn't put it in the oven yet. And they say, oh, he's on the verge of baking a cake. And you could be sitting there for 30 years with the cake all ready. You haven't put it in the oven. I mean, it's a stupid example, but you get my point. So Iran could be on the verge of building a nuclear weapon for 30 years, but they never did the final step necessary because they know they're going to get blown up. It's possible they're going closer, but Trump's a pathological liar. So I don't believe Trump on that front. I just don't. Also, the Obama nuclear deal was apparently working from the experts I talked to. And Trump pulled out of the nuclear deal. So, oven's on fire, exactly. I mean, Trump pulled out of the nuclear deal. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting, too. Hold on, I'm adding people to my list here that I'm going to follow here. This is the house of Iran's former president. This is Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. This is the house of the former president, Ahmadinejad. So they went after everybody. This is the house of the former president in Iran. Remember Ahmadinejad, Mahmoud? Not a nice. They're all not nice men. Let's see what. Doesn't look good. Yeah. Oops. Very interesting. U.S. officials, airstrikes will not last will last not hours but days. Israel is targeting Iran's leadership. The U.S. is targeting military targets and ballistic missile sites that pose an imminent threat. The U.S. military is not targeting Iran's leadership. It's against U.S. law if they are. That's the interesting question. Well, I'm obviously not blocked because you're still here. What are you doing here? Go away. Thank you. Block him. I love that. People are like, I've blocked you. Well, you clearly didn't block me if you're commenting on my live. Hello? Well, North Korea is a whole other problem, McWick. McWick said North Korea has nuclear weapons. Why aren't we going after them? Because they have nuclear weapons. Once you got nuclear weapons, we're kind of screwed, right? We attack you, you use your nukes. North Korea is also a huge problem because not only do they use the nukes, but they are because of North Korea and South Korea being literally sharing a border. It's not just they share the border. North Korea has, I forget how many troops on the border, horrific number of troops on the border. They're 20 or 30 miles from Seoul, the capital of South Korea. The capital of South Korea is north. It's right near North Korea. The concern is that the North Koreans will obliterate, and I think a third of the population or something is in Seoul, that they will obliterate Seoul. So if we go to war with North Korea, we're going to war with a literally insane country, insane leadership that has nuclear weapons. That's different, right? Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons yet. The threat is less if you attack Iran. It just is. I would be happy to take out North Korea and its nuclear weapons if we knew we could do it safely. North Korea is the worst regime on the planet. Horrific horrific that regime. I mean, it's sick that it still exists. But, you know, oh, funny, Carol, yeah. Oh, man. Man. Iran's population? Alexa, set your volume to 6. Alexa, what is the population of Iran?
Iran's population is 93.2 million.
Ooh, 93 million. Wow. That's bigger than I realized. Holy shit. Wow, that's real. I didn't realize it was 9. I was thinking 50, 60 million? 92 million. Wow. Wow. Yeah, far worse than Israel. Israel doesn't compare to North Korea. I mean, look, you can criticize Israel for whatever you want, but we're not going to play games comparing stuff. You know, they're not evil because they're Jews. We're not going to play that game, and that's what people do when they say Israel's the worst. Israel is not the worst. They're not. North Korea, far worse. Russia, far worse than Israel. And Israel, let's not even get into the Israel stuff, because the Israel stuff is way more complicated. You know, the Israelis have done really bad stuff the last 20 years, and the 70 years before that, the Palestinians were doing worse stuff. So not worse, but equal stuff. So that is a war. Both sides suck in that war. Both sides have committed grave acts of terror against each other for 100 years. I've studied this stuff forever. I've got a graduate degree in it. When anybody tries to tell you that, oh, Israel's to blame or the Palestinians are to blame, anybody who says either one is to blame exclusively isn't telling you the truth. Well, but it goes back to before the formation of Israel too. This stuff happened. The Israelis and Palestinians were both killing people before Israel formed as a state. Israel committed some pretty serious acts of terror against the Brits too. But again, the Palestinians, my God, horrific acts of terror by the Palestinians. And the Israelis too. I mean, it's both. So it's not even worth getting into it, yeah. I am on Twitch right now as well. Yes, I am. Yeah, they destroyed the house of the Supreme Leader. Exactly. Let's see what else we got here. Smoke seen from Bahrain's Jafar area housing U.S. Navy base. Let's see what else we got here. Iranian attack hits the Palm Hotel and Resort in Dubai. That almost makes me think. That they're kind of like. Basically, that's
United States and Israel struck targets in Iran.
British leader.
Iran has since launched indiscriminate strikes across the region. I know the British people and communities across our country will be deeply concerned about what this means for security and stability and for the fate of innocent people
British
across
Prime
the
Minister.
region, which for so many of us includes friends and family members. So whilst the situation is evolving very quickly, I want to set out our response. The United Kingdom played no role in these strikes.
Oh.
But we have long been clear.
Wait.
The regime in Iran is utterly abhorrent. They have murdered thousands of their own people.
Okay.
Brutally crushed dissent.
All right.
And sought to destabilize the region. Even in the United Kingdom, the Iranian regime poses a direct threat to dissidents.
So he's saying they didn't help, but then later on he says planes are in the air.
Over the last year alone, they have backed or be allowed. But that remains the primary aim of the United Kingdom and our allies.
Wait.
Yeah. They must never be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon.
Okay.
That remains the primary aim of the United Kingdom and our allies, including the US. I condemn Iran's attacks today
Yeah.
on partners across the region,
Yeah.
many of which are not parties to this conflict. We extend our support and solidarity to them as part of our commitments to the security of our allies in the Middle East. We have a range of defensive capabilities in the region, which we've recently strengthened. Our forces are active, and British planes are in the sky today as part of coordinated regional defensive operations
Okay.
to
Okay.
protect our people,
Okay.
our interests.
They've got AWACS in
and
the
our
sky.
allies, as Britain has done before.
Okay. To me, and I don't know, Callum or somebody else can, or Paula, you can say, to me, that sounds like he's saying we've got British reconnaissance planes in the skies to see what's coming in, to see what the Iranians have fired, where they, right? That's, I'm wondering if that's not what that's saying. Planes are in the air shooting down missiles. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. And there's a big British base in Cyprus, so they've got to defend that because easily the Iranians could try to attack the Brits. So that's, yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. So British planes are in the air, but he said they had no role in the attack, which is very interesting. Very interesting, actually. Let me see here. All right, going back here. Who else? Oh, Preston, yeah. Yeah, Iran. Looks like Iran is launching Shaheeds into downtown Dubai. So Iran's just like attacking downtown Dubai. Oh, these are missiles being launched at the U.S. and Israeli targets, according to the Iranians. Interesting. Oh, Preston says 2 hours ago, Israel assesses that Iran Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was likely killed in an Israeli strike earlier today, Channel 12 says, citing unnamed Israeli sources. It says there are growing indications to this effect. Again, who knows? I mean, we don't know. Again, shed no tears. I hope that's true, actually. But because at this point, we're already in this war. So, you know. Looking here. I remember him. Hang on. Got more people I'm adding to my defense list here. All right. Let me see here. Israeli Air Force is conducting a new wave of strikes against Iranian ballistic missile launchers. This was 44 minutes ago. Well, yeah, Iran should see this as an existential threat. Oh, funny. Hang on, guys. Here, let's see what else we got here. All right, what else we got? Ooh, military base in Dubai of ours. They hit some military facilities of ours reportedly. They did. Reportedly. And there's some imagery that may or may not be real. You know, we don't hear from that Syria girl crazy fake account anymore. They must have gotten her, or somebody did. A port, smoke blows from Konarak, Iranian ports hit by U.S. or Israeli. So hitting Iranian ports, that's interesting. Let me see here. What else we got? Huh. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Iranian ballistic missile flying to strike the Fairmount Palm Hotel in Dubai. Again, they could be going after hotels on purpose. They could also be using dumb missiles. The Russians do this in Ukraine all the time, right? They use kind of dumb missiles that they just shoot in the general direction, and then the Fairmount. To strike the Fairmount. Wait, It says he wrote to strike the Fairmont, the Palm Hotel in Dubai. So I don't know what that sentence means. To strike the Fairmont, the Palm Hotel. Are those two different hotels? Not sure what that means. Let me see here. Yeah, this I do not think looks good. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Trump went to Mar-a-Lago this weekend. He's doing all of this from Mar-a-Lago. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Kane are monitoring Iran operations from Mar-a-Lago. I mean, we're at war and Trump's on vacation. We're at war and therefore Secretary of Defense and our top military leader had to go to Trump's vacation resort when everybody else is in Washington. This is so inappropriate. I mean, just like, I just like, I'm sorry, but Trump shouldn't be on vacation this weekend. If he's doing a feint, that's one thing, right? Maybe Trump was trying to trick them into thinking he wasn't going to attack, so he goes to Mar-a-Lago. Then you get on a goddamn plane and you come back to Washington because we're at war. U.S. troops are in danger. And the son of a bitch is staying on vacation. And last time we know, Mar-a-Lago is not secure. We know that. Come on. Mr. Classified Information in the bathroom, right? Mar-a-Lago, and he talks about what's going on with all the guests near him. Mar-a-Lago is not secure. And he dragged the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs when all of their staff are up here in Washington. I mean, yeah, they're on vacation. I mean, so inappropriate. So inappropriate. Just the optics of it. We're at war. We're at war. We are at war. Trump said we're at war. Oh, no, Trump said we're at war. Trump said, we're going to lose troops. That happens in a war. He made a mistake because once you call it a war, you're in trouble. But, you know, I mean, man, oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, normally I wouldn't care, but yeah. Man. Is there a skiff at Mar-a-Lago? There has to be. There has to be. But we know Trump in general. Trump doesn't obey such things. Trump literally sits there and talks about classified information in front of guests. He passes classified information on paper in front of guests. I mean, you know, it's like, this is not appropriate. And guess where all the staff are? The senior White House staff are in Washington. The Situation Room's in Washington. The NSC's in Washington. The senior Pentagon officials are in Washington. Everybody's in fucking Washington. Now, granted, you can do stuff electronically, but still, I'm not convinced that these guys being separated from all their staff, being with Trump is fine, but being separate, I don't know. I mean, I get it. Maybe in a modern world you can do this. No. I think it's inappropriate. I think you go to Mar-a-Lago so that the Iranians don't know you're going to attack. You go to Mar-a-Lago so they think, oh, you're on vacation. Oh, good, right? But then once the war starts, you get on a plane, you come back to Washington and be at the White House. First of all, it's just the appearance of it. The son of a bitch is sitting in Mar-a-Lago while we're at war? He's sitting in some golden palace on vacation? It just looks bad. Again, imagine Joe Biden or Barack Obama doing this, going on vacation while we're the day he starts a war. It just looks bad. You know? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Is it true he passed classified information to guests? Oh, my God. Trump famously told an Australian, I think he was a rich Australian businessman, and he told him some of our nuclear secrets about our nuclear submarines, highly classified nuclear submarine secrets, and he was bragging to the guy about it. The guy was so freaked out. Thank you, Carrie. Oh, wait, who did the popcorn? Carrie. The guy was so freaked out, he told other Australian diplomats about it, who basically reported it back to the U.S., that we've gotten reports that Trump told an Australian businessman some highly classified secrets about your nuclear submarines capabilities. Totally. The other thing was, I think they were with the Japanese prime minister when they were passing notes that the press was able to read with their cameras. Oh, God. Oh, yes, it's true. It's outrageous. Multi-billionaire, yeah. Outrageous what Trump has done. Yeah. Trump, 2013. Be prepared. There's a small chance that our horrendous leadership could unknowingly lead us into World War III. I mean, he's unbelievable. Now, one thing is it's going to be hard to get updates on what's going on to some degree because this stuff always happens, you know? It's hearsay? I like that. It's hearsay? It's hearsay that Trump, do you not know how many secrets Trump has slipped? Trump told the Russians in the Oval Office, he slipped some secrets about a source that we had in the Middle East that was an Israeli source that pretty much got the source killed. They weren't supposed to tell anybody about it. The Israelis told him the information. Trump decided to brag about it to the Russian ambassador and the Russian foreign minister in the Oval Office and pretty much got the source killed because he bragged about this information to the Russians. You want to, Trump's, the file, the classified documents that Trump had sitting in the bathroom, sitting on the floor of the ballroom? No, don't even dare get into a thing of Donald Trump's sloppiness with classified information is hearsay. It's not hearsay. We have pictures of the top secret SCI documents, the code word documents, on the floor at Mar-a-Lago. Please, please. And what he did with the Russians in the Oval Office? Please. Hearsay. Let's see here. Oh, Michael Horowitz, he's very good. When compared to the 12-day war, Iranian salvos appear to be much smaller but more frequent. Either Tehran has changed tactics or has failed to muster enough launchers to generate the kind of large salvos we saw in June. He said, I'm not discounting that this is a strategy aimed at preserving Iranian launchers and staying in the fight for as long as possible. Yeah, Michael Horowitz is he follows me. Ooh, he's very good. I didn't know he was following me. He's very good. I'm impressed he's following me. Let me see here. Let's see here. He's got stuff from all over the region. Tabriz, this is somebody else's thing. Fourth wave of airstrikes, ammunition depots hit Shiraz. These are Iran itself. Airbase targeted, multiple explosions. Bandar Abbas. That's not Saudi Arabia. Where's Bandar Abbas? I should know. I know that name. Help me out, guys. Where's Bandar Abbas? Radar site struck. That's not in Iran. Is it Iran, Bandar Abbas? Maybe it is. Radar site struck. Heavy ongoing attacks. Missile launched towards sea. Bushehr. This, I think, is Iran, too. South. Okay. Repeated strikes in ammunition depots. Tehran. Multiple explosions reported, including Narmak district. Zanjan Sanadai. Kishim Khorama, oh my God, names I can't pronounce. Explosions, drone strike, missile depots. Minab, local reports of fatalities. Then Gulf states under fire. Dubai, missiles and drones reported. Explosions heard. Heavy outbound traffic, airport disruptions. Abu Dhabi, missile impacts and multiple explosions reported. Manama. Where's Manama? I've never heard of that. Explosions reported. Black smoke seen. Kuwait City, Kuwait airport reportedly hit and closed. Shelter orders issued. Airbase targeted. Bahrain, government, it's in Bahrain. Bahrain, government urging residents to stay home. Erbil, I know the name Erbil and I'm forgetting where it is. Help me again, guys. Erbil, electricity production company reportedly struck. Satellite imagery reports showing damage to U.S. radar facilities in Qatar, unverified. Four injuries reported in Dubai, explosion in Bandar Abbas. That's funny. Somebody tweets out video. It says Iran has apparently managed to hit Dubai, and it's showing the missile hitting a hotel. And Michael Horowitz, who's a very good defense guy, tweets, this post is phrased as if it's some sort of military achievement to hit a hotel in Dubai. Erbil is Iraq. That's why I know it. Okay. I know it from the Iraq War. I was going to say, I knew that name, but couldn't remember why. All right. Interesting. Interesting. An official with the European Union Naval Mission Aspides says vessels have been receiving transmission from Iran's Revolutionary Guards saying no ship is allowed to pass the Strait of Hormuz. So Iran has allegedly shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Let me show you a map. I should print out actually, Let me try to find a good map of Iran and maybe print it out. Let's see here. Hang on a second. Iran map. Not a terrible idea. Oh, that's not a bad map, actually. It's Google Maps. That's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. I could try that. Hold on. Let me make it even bigger here. Yeah, let me there we go. Okay, I'm gonna use some ink for you people. I'm gonna print this out because although you know what, that's not true. You know what? I can just put it here. I should be able to put it here. Yeah, let me just send it to myself. I'm gonna try that. Oh, good. Sasha's medicine arrived. Good. Here we go. Let me just pull up the, I think I can just use a map. Let's try. I mean, a map on my iPad, why not, right? I mean, paper is nice, but the iPad will work. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, I tried to get sort of a broad map. All right, Iran is in the middle here. Oman, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, huge. Qatar, Bahrain, Dubai. This is all Iran. So you see Dubai is right here, right across the water. UAE, across the water. Oman, across the water. Qatar, across the water. Bahrain, across the water. Kuwait, literally next door. Iraq, here's Iran. Afghanistan, right here. Israel, all the way over here, okay? Turkey, Cyprus, Greece would be over here. Turkey's over here. So again, here's Iran. Strait of Hormuz this is Iran, Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, Saudi Arabia. Persian Gulf, the straits right here. You see how it again goes into the ocean, Indian Ocean, whatever it is here, India. This right here is this passageway, southern Iran. Ships coming from all of these Arab oil states have got to pass through and go through these straits. Strait of Hormuz right here. The Iranians are saying they closed it off. The Arabian Gulf. Oh, this is called the Arabian Gulf here. Okay, oops, hello, stop that. I've got to pull it open. Here we go. The Arabian Gulf. Well, then it gets even more complicated. Gulf of Oman, blah, blah, blah. But you get it. So the Strait of Hormuz is this area right south of Iran, right north of Dubai, that 20% of the world's oil goes through. Again, to show you, it's right here. 20% of the world's oil goes through there. That's why it's a big deal that Iran has reportedly shut it down. Has it shut it down? Maybe. Maybe. But big deal if they have. Alexa, raise the temperature 1 degree. It's a little cold here today, I'm feeling a little, all right, a little nippy today. Fairmont is the hotel chain company. That and the Palm is an artificial island that they build. Oh, the Palm is the artificial island. Yeah, that's very pretty from what I saw. Okay, okay. Wow. Will we see troops on the ground? Maybe, maybe. You can't really take out the leadership without troops on the ground. May not be able to take out the nuclear program without troops on the ground. The Israelis are very good at it. Now, the Israelis are very good at sending in like strike teams for troops on the ground, which they may, I don't remember if the Israelis did it last time. Didn't the Israelis send in some troops to go after the nuclear facilities? But like special teams to blow things up and stuff. By the way, the car bombs going off in Tehran, that was, you know, that had to be Israeli troops on the ground. Had to be. Let me pull up Twitter again. So yes, just to update everybody, I don't see any thermostats set up in the house. That's very funny. Sorry, I know my Alexa, whenever I call Alexa, it triggers everybody else's Alexas. I mean, interesting point. So one guy says, if you believe toppling the regime in Iran would automatically stabilize the Middle East, you fundamentally misunderstand how the region operates. Unless Washington has a post-regime plan, otherwise power vacuum will trigger fragmentation, proxy wars, and uncontrollable spillover. He says, I don't necessarily disagree, but I am wondering what the Islamic Republic was exporting before, if not power vacuum, fragmentation, and proxy wars, and uncontrollable spillover. Yes, the response would be, thank you, Max, for the gifts. Keep the gifts coming, guys. The response would be, what's the relative damage, right? Iran has been promoting proxy wars. They've been in trouble. They've been promoting fragmentation. They've been in trouble. Iran has been in real trouble for the last couple of years. Guess what? Because of Israel. Because of Israel going after Hamas, because of Israel going after Hezbollah, Israel has put serious damage in Iran's proxies, and then Syria gets overthrown. Iran is way less powerful than it was. So yes, Iran has been trying to cause mayhem in the Middle East, but they've been very unsuccessful the last couple of years. They're getting less successful. We could cause more mayhem by overthrowing Iran, or by trying to, that's the, so yes, Iran is causing mayhem, so this causes mayhem. It's the same thing. Not necessarily. This could be worse. This could be. Can Iran strike the U.S. mainland with terrorist attacks? That would be how they would do it. Their weapons cannot reach us. No. But they would strike us with terrorist attacks. They can try to strike U.S. bases in the Middle East. Yeah, Michael Horowitz has a lot of updates. Israeli official says Khamenei is the supreme religious leader. Khamenei's son was also a target of the strike, but lightly was not hit. Wow. Let's see here. Interesting. Michael Horowitz says, on the Iran versus Israel-U.S. conflict, the crux of the crisis is this. Can Iran maintain its ability to strike back for as long as the U.S. continues its campaign? If Iran can do so and create some form of an economic shock, oil, etc., then it may outlast the campaign. If not, it's an invitation to extend the joint U.S.-Israel strikes until the regime falls. So if Iran loses its ability to respond, the U.S. and Israel can just keep attacking and attacking and attacking until the regime's, well, maybe in trouble. Residents report the Iranian Revolutionary Guard members are transporting mobile, medium, and long-range missile launchers to residential areas. Iran's defense minister and Revolutionary Guards commander are reportedly killed in Israeli strikes. Ooh, that's a big deal, if true. That's a big deal, again, if true. A Reuters national security correspondent, we're definitely following him. Iranian's foreign minister acknowledges the Islamic Republic may have lost a few commanders, but says that is not a big problem. 2 hours ago, right, that growing assessment in Israel that Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei was likely killed, no confirmation. That's a big deal. And again, you know, I mean, these are very bad people. Like, you know, I will shed no tears if Iran's leadership gets wiped out. The problem is this stuff is dangerous, as we've seen. As we saw with Iraq and Afghanistan. You don't always win. And you can be there for 20 years, and it can cost you trillions and trillions of dollars. The U.S. spent a ton of money. Afghanistan, I don't think we had a choice because of 9/11. But Iraq was bullshit. The second Iraq war was bullshit. You know. All right. Yeah, Michael Horowitz is doing a very good job here on Twitter, updating things. He's very good. He's very good. Ooh, what else we got here? The intelligence unit tasked with monitoring, this is somebody else, monitoring Khamenei's signal circuit, the communications network connecting the supreme leader to his inner sanctum, reports his fate is currently unclear. But he could be hiding, we don't know. Preston Stewart says shutting down the Strait of Hormuz is a high-risk move, but aligns if the Iranian regime views this as their last stand. That's the thing. Trump, this is also part of the problem. Trump has made clear that this is about regime change. This is about taking out the Iranian government. Thank you, Elena. Yeah, but my point is, I always tell people I'm a foreign policy expert. I am not a military expert. So I've learned a lot over the years, but I don't pretend to understand as much as the military folks know, because I know a lot about, I mean, again, I know foreign policy, but it's different. Being a military expert obviously is its own very unique expertise. Let me see here. Killing senior commanders, Kellum says, creates confusion down the chain of command as no one is sure who is in charge, and often leads to delays, confusion, and doubling of orders, and a failure, oh, I see, that's interesting, a failure in command structure, i.e., Commander 1 issues an order to do something, he dies 10 minutes later. In another 45 minutes, Commander 2 issues an order to do something else because he was unaware or disagreed with the other orders. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting, actually. Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, it's interesting. In other words, why taking out the senior leaders causes so much trouble. And also, the senior leaders are the ones, I think this happened last time, the senior leaders are the ones in the meetings. Like all of their deputies are not necessarily in the meeting. So the senior guys know what's going on, the deputies don't. And all of a sudden they're killed, and now, right? You know. I don't know, where are all the liberals? Where are all the conservatives who were against regime change? Suddenly you're all neocons. You're not conservatives anyway. You're all neocons. I think it's hilarious. You all want to have nonstop wars in the Middle East. Well, you voted for the right guy then. Man. Michael Horowitz is his name. He's very good. Michael Horowitz. He's a defense guy. Very independent, very, he is... I will show you his Twitter. This is his Twitter account, Michael Horowitz. Michael H992. So he's very good. Michael H992 on Twitter. Okay? Very easy. Michael H992. He's very good. I mean, he's very good. He's one of the, like, very, very, very respected defense analysts. You know, like I said, very objective, very serious, gets things right. Doesn't jump to conclusions, just very, Taiwan, I mean, yeah, you know. Taiwan, let's see. I mean, if you're China, the only thing is China might not be ready to attack Taiwan yet. Maybe. See here. Oh, yeah, so that was the thing. So here's the thing. If Iran thinks this is about regime change, if Iran thinks this is Trump literally planning to destroy the regime entirely, then you go for gold. Then you shut down all the oil in the region. You launch terrorist attacks across the region in Europe and America. I mean, literally, this is all-out war. I mean, and this is the problem with this. Trump, this is not just hitting Iran's nuclear facility. Trump just launched an all-out war on Iran illegally because only the U.S. Senate can declare a war. This is not just a military operation. He declared war. You know, no one's going to do anything about it, but this is the problem when you don't stand up, when the Republicans in Congress refuse to stand up to Trump on anything. You know, it's very bad. Man, I just skipped my Greek class today for this, just so you know, for you people. I skipped my Greek class. The things I do for you. Oh, that's funny. One sec here. Deployed by Trump, so down the road he can declare a state of emergency. I don't know that this is about the elections, though. I'm not convinced this is about the elections. I think this is a ploy by Trump to get his poll numbers up, yes. Yes, absolutely. But I'm not convinced this is a ploy by Trump to impact the elections. I think it's separate. I just think it's separate. There we go. Just seeing what else is in here. All right. Oh, thank you for the money gun, Just Max. Appreciate that. I did see it. What do we got here? Sorry, just seeing what else I've got here. All right. No, I was just checking my inbox to see if there's anything there. Thank you for the hat, Lady Bond. All right, let's go back to Twitter. I may make a coffee in a second too, guys. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of other news today, but I'm not going to go into the other news right now. Well, that's the thing. There was Israel reportedly earlier in the week, an Israeli intelligence official said that the U.S. doesn't really have the weapons to go beyond 4 or 5 days. So let's see, you know. Oh, that's interesting. Syria, spectacular exo-atmospheric interception of an Iranian ballistic missile tonight, allegedly. Now, these things could always be. Oh, I see. It already hit it there. I think. Yeah, that's already having hit it. Sorry, everything's reflecting. You can see my computer. Okay. Yeah. All right. It's maybe spectacular, but it's after the fact. Why do poll numbers go up? Typically when we are at war or any kind of a military crisis, people rally around the president. 9/11, people rallied around Bush. His poll numbers plummeted after that, but 9/11, George Bush, the sons, poll numbers went up to like 92, 93%, but he was not popular before. George Bush, the father, was incredibly unpopular. He lost the election in 1992. 1991, he invaded Iraq because Iraq had taken over Kuwait and wiped it off. It basically had eaten Kuwait and made it part of Iraq. Huge oil implications. We went in, justifiably, with 91 or 92 other countries from around the world and freed Kuwait. Bush's poll numbers went up to 92% or something. They were crazy support for poll. And the next year, Bush lost the election because he was so unpopular. So your poll numbers go up, but it's a temporary spike. But typically, we call it rallying around the flag, where basically the American people in times of crisis tend to support the president. This, I think, might be different, though. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think Republicans will support him knee-jerk. I think Democrats are going to be very concerned. What I'm going to be interested in is, what do independents say about this? Do independents look and go, let's give him the benefit of the doubt? Or do independents look and go, this guy's nuts. Now what is he doing? Yeah, 8:04 p.m. in Iran. Yep. You know, that's the interesting question, right? Yeah, Dark Chef says it'll be interesting to see what conservatives say next week or a couple weeks down the road if there's an attack on American soil linked to Iran, and if they will support or say, we don't want this. Yeah, well, I mean, of course, if Iran attacks American soil, the only thing is if Iran attacks American soil, then you're going to get massive Iranian support, or massive support for Trump potentially, right? Are you on an Iranian terrorist attack? Although an Iranian terrorist attack gets weird because Trump will have caused it, because that's an obvious next step for Iran if they can do it, is terrorism in the U.S. and Europe. So, yeah, I can look for John Kiriakou. You guys have mentioned him before. Let me pull him up. Thank you, Carrie. Hang on, let me pull this up. John Kiriakou, Twitter. If he's on, he should be on Twitter. Here he is. All right. You guys say he's good. I'm hoping he's good. Yeah, let me see here. Okay. All right. A number of people I like follow. Okay. Yeah, a number of people I like do follow him. That's good. Seems like he's got kind of a liberal following. Is he liberal, Kiriakou, or not? He does have serious people I like following him. It's just there's a lot of solid liberals following him too, which makes me wonder. I'll follow him. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Add him to my list. Add or remove from lists. Defense. What is he saying about all of this? Oh, he's doing live special reports, so he's not tweeting. Yeah, that doesn't really help then. He's doing a live special report. Chad, yeah, I can Google Chad. I don't know what's Chad's. Well, the only thing is, I'm trying to find people who are either have information or are culling good information. So Chad, I'm all fine following Chad for this. I mean, I follow Chad anyway, but following Chad for this, if he's culling really good, up-to-date information. Let me see. No, Chad's not tweeting anything. Chad's not tweeting. He may be on TikTok right now, but he's not tweeting any updates, so I'm not going to follow him for this. I'm following him anyway. Oh, thank you, Cha-Cha. Appreciate that. See what else we got. Mick Ryan's very good. He's the British defense expert. 8-minute video. President Trump shared the following demands, strategic outcomes. 1, eliminate imminent threats. 2, deny nuclear weapons to Iran. 3, destroy Iranian regime's capability to proliferate weapons. 4, Revolutionary Guards, lay down your arms or face certain death. People of Iran, when we are finished, take over your government. Yeah, Mick doesn't have too much going on here, but he's good. I will follow him. So I'm building up my defense list on Twitter. Actually, I must have a defense thing on. How do I not have a defense thing on here? Funny. I mean, I didn't until I had this. I'm very surprised. What else we got here? Actually, I'm going to edit my... Where's my defense? There we go. Put it at the top. All right. All right. Oops. How do I move that over? Making this confusing. Sorry, guys. I think. Trying to figure out Twitter with my defense lists here. Sorry, guys. We're still here. Just trying to figure something out. Oh, defense. Did I hit the wrong one? I did hit the wrong one, didn't I? Okay. Okay. That should have done it. Boom. Okay. Anything else here? Oh, he's good. Fareed Zakaria, very good. Very good foreign policy analyst on CNN. Let's see what Fareed says. That's interesting. Interesting, always worthwhile hearing Fareed. Israeli defense. Oh, hold on. See what Fareed's saying. Yeah, Mehdi, Mehdi's not an expert on this. I'm not a big Mehdi fan anyway, but he's not a defense expert. Mehdi, in my view, is a partisan. I also don't like him, but he's a partisan. He's not objective news on this stuff. He's also not a defense expert. Let's see what. Right. Right. He said this is about overthrowing the Iranian government. Trump made clear. Yeah. 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 Michael Clark's good. I'm already following him.
Sources for Reid, familiar with the operation, tell CNN that the strikes targeted senior Iranian figures.
Right. Strikes targeted senior Iranian figures. This is CNN. Israel's getting drones and some missile strikes, I believe. Right. Clearly, this is about regime change, he's saying.
One would have to assume that the Iranians have prepared for this. Probably the only wild card here is the supreme leader dead. And if that's the case, has there been some kind of a replacement already
some of the new comments from Iran's foreign ministry, who denies any significant damage to his country's leadership.
Well,
Let's
don't care
listen.
about that.
Almost all officials are safe and sound.
Yeah, I don't care. Iran's foreign minister says almost all the officials are safe. I don't care what he says. I mean, whatever. Israeli Defense Forces say Iran may have launched ballistic missiles carrying cluster bomb warheads at Israel today. I don't know if I trust Israel on this totally, to be honest. Warhead of such missiles, which Iran also fired at Israel in June 2025, opens up while descending and spreads around 20 smaller munitions with around 2.5 kilos of explosives in a radius of about 8 kilometers. The problem is, right, it's meant to attack civilians. Oh, interesting. Huh. Huh.
I've often found that one is surprised at how clumsy they are. They could never have attacked the Gulf states, in particular Saudi Arabia. The Gulf states have made clear that
Interesting.
military operation. They had said bases couldn't be used. Some of them had said airspace can't be used. They had privately counseled President Trump not to do this attack.
Thank you, guys.
The Iranians should have done was driven a wedge between the United States and the Gulf states, and made clear that they did not view the Gulf states as responsible for this. Instead, by foolishly attacking the Gulf states, they have joined
Just looking here.
the UAE has made very strong statements. The Saudis, very importantly, made
All right. Sorry, guys, looking for any updates here.
attack as outrageous, and they were going to, in some way
Oops.
retaliate, or they supported any retaliation.
Thank you for the fireworks, Just Max. Like I said, you guys have to remind me. I don't have the list of what's what, so any of the gifts that trigger actions, I don't have any of them. I don't have the list in front of me. TikTok is hiding it on me again. God bless TikTok. Oops, where is this? Oh, hello. Ah. Not a trigger? Okay, thanks. Oh, Evelyn Farkas, she's good. I am going to get myself a coffee in a minute. I may have to find some lunch soon, too. Yeah, fake satellite images are already being sent around by the Iranians. What a surprise. Oh, these are allegedly Trump's previous quotes about Iran. In order to get elected, Barack Obama will start a war with Iran. Barack Obama will attack Iran in order to get elected. I predict that President Obama will at some point attack Iran in order to save face. Remember, I predicted a long time ago that President Obama will attack Iran. Oh, because of his inability to negotiate properly. Yeah. What did happen with that? I thought Trump was the big negotiator, remember? Although that's from Igor Schatz, who I don't really trust. So that may or may not be true, to be honest. He's not really somebody I find terribly trustworthy. He tends to share bullshit. I shouldn't have shown you that. That could be fake. Like, he's not careful about stuff he shares. What else we got here? Yeah, we're not getting a lot of updates now, guys. We'll see. I may not go too much longer if we're not getting oops, where's this? Hello. Oh, ah. What they're looking at. I know Schatz is Gherkin's the bad one. No, Schatz is the one, not Gherkin. I'm getting them all mixed up. I think Schatz is the one. Let's see here. John Spencer's good. A little. Interesting. John Spencer's a good military analyst. Time will tell, but as the war continues, it looks like the Islamic regime in Iran was crippled both defensively and offensively by Israel during the 12-day war, more than estimated. Plus, a U.S.-led operation is night and day to an Israeli operation just by capability and scale. Iran rebuilt furiously, but U.S.-Israel appear to be able to hit what they want and when they want. Hold the analysts that said otherwise, that predicted Armageddon if Iran attacked. So he's saying... yeah, so he's saying Iran doesn't seem to be very... all right. Well, guys, I don't know that we've got too many other updates here. Excuse me. I don't know. Anything else, guys? Yeah, I'm not finding anything. I may go away for a while and then come back in a couple hours when we know more information. So yeah, Iran said they closed the Strait of Hormuz. 2 hours ago, there was still reports that traffic was going through okay. Any retaliatory measures by Iran done any U.S. damage? I mean, they've attacked U.S. bases, but it's not clear if they've done any damage. It doesn't sound very serious, whatever they are.
He had no idea why.
Somebody.
I can't think of anybody in history that should get the Nobel Prize more than me, and I don't want to be bragging, but nobody else settled wars. Obama got the Nobel Prize. He had no idea why.
Can you explain to the American people why the United States would need to strike Iran to stop them from getting it?
Yeah, well, that wasn't today. That was previously. But he was, I mean, he was already not getting the Nobel Prize. He's really not getting it now. Let's see here.
We're back with our breaking news. The United States and Israel launching joint coordinated strikes against Iran. Now, Iran retaliating with strikes of its own all across the region. These are live pictures of the skyline over Tel Aviv right now, where Iranian missiles and Israeli sirens have been sounding for some time now.
Iranian channels are saying, although we don't trust them, that they damaged or destroyed a U.S. FP-132 radar in Qatar. I've not seen confirmation outside of Iranian claims. This is an advanced radar used to detect missiles out to an estimated 5,000 kilometers. Its loss would be significant, except it's Iran, so, you know, I don't think there's any way to trust what they're saying on that. Interesting. Zelensky. Read the subtitles. It's important to save as many lives as possible. Important to prevent the war from expanding. It is important the United States is acting decisively. And whenever there is America resolve, global criminals weaken. He's supporting it. Although Ukrainians never threatened war, Iran, the Iranian regime chose to be Putin's accomplice and supplied him with Shahed drones. And not only with the drones themselves, but also with technology. So Zelensky is more or less coming out in support of U.S. actions, which is very smart of him to be doing. And honestly, they're at war with Iran anyway, but also smart of him in terms of supporting Trump. He has to. But Iran is at war with Ukraine anyway, so what's Ukraine going to say, right? Josh. Or Joshi. Oops. Gideon Saar, Israel's foreign minister, says that military action against Iran was urgently needed despite significant risks involved. Delay would have allowed the Iranian regime to reach a level of immunity for its nuclear program as well as to engage in the mass production of long-range missiles. Defense editor of The Economist says there is very, very little evidence for the nuclear aspect of this claim. It's strange credulity, in my view. Delay would have allowed the Iranian regime to reach a level of immunity for its nuclear program. Yeah, they were not on the verge of getting nukes. They simply weren't. Oh, she's good too. Hang on. Kelly Greco, defense analyst, name one time air power alone produced regime change. I'll wait. Strikes can degrade, destroy, and deny. They cannot govern. Whatever comes after this, the U.S. has no plan. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, you know, Shashank, who's the, or Joe Shashank? I think that's his first name, maybe. Defense editor of The Economist says, true, though also not many cases where air campaign comes after several years of a regime being weakened and hollowed out, and weeks after a mass protest which could resume, whether as an uprising or even an armed rebellion. Okay. So he seems to think the Iranian regime is on thin ice. That's good.
Well, this is a challenge because the demonstrations, although enormous, and I think eventually we're going to find out that the regime forces killed probably well over 15,000 Iranians. The official number is not there yet, but I suspect it will be. They detained tens of thousands and they've been picking
Yep, so Iran did target Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
no organization to this. There's no legal have been challenging because Iran, once again, in fact, today has blocked the internet. There are some limited capabilities for getting out, including reportedly some swirling capabilities that were put into the country, quite some considerable numbers. But again, who is going to lead this operation? Could there perhaps be a fragmentation of the security?
Yeah, this is weird. So Jim Sciutto, big journalist, a defense journalist, says the U.S. has planned an escalated series of strikes with off-ramps along the way, according to a senior U.S. official. Each round will be over a 1 to 2 day period with pauses to reset and assess battle damage. Huh. I mean, you do have to assess battle damage, but it also sounds like they're not going all in. You know what I mean? Well, and yeah, I don't trust what the CIA and I don't trust what any of the intelligence agencies are saying now. Look what Trump has done to the to the Department of Justice and the FBI. They're no longer independent agencies. They're simply regime police states or whatever. And I worry about CIA and Defense Department as well now. You know, I certainly don't trust what's coming out of the CIA now. Forget it. They're not going to give objective analysis, especially after Trump made clear when Defense Intelligence got it right and said he'd only set back Iran's nuclear program by probably months. All right. Going to my... Oh, that was Petraeus. Shoot. Oh, well. All right, top of the hour. Maybe we'll wait 4 minutes. I don't think we've got... see what else we've got here. And then we're going to take a break for a little bit, guys, and I'll come back. From the main Republican Party Twitter account, vote the pro-peace ticket, vote Trump Vance. That's hilarious. This is real. Wait, this is real? Is it real? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Vote the pro-peace ticket. Vote Trump Vance. The pro-peace ticket. The number of wars this guy has launched already, the number of wars he's threatened. My God, what's going on? The U.S. and Israel declared war on Iran. That's what's going on. Massive attacks. I mean, they just got lied to. They just got lied to about everything. Wow. All right, hold on here. Wow. I mean, amazing. All right, I'm saving that one for later. Whew. All right, guys. I don't think we've got any other news. Like, let's take a break for a bit. I'll come back on in a while, and we'll do more updates on what's going on. Do follow me on Twitter, guys. I do a show Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern, my show for everybody. I normally do a weekend show that's just for paid subscribers, but today's special, obviously, with the war, so I decided to go public in general. Thank you, Max. That's something. I don't know what the hell that is. Is that a donkey? I don't know. A goat? Oh, you want the pickle? Okay. You get the pickle. Max gets the pickle. Do it quick. Oh. He gets that for the gift he gave on TikTok. Drags out. There we go. Thank you, Max. All right, guys. Yeah. So thank you for joining, guys. I will be back in a bit. PDF? I don't know what PDF. What do you mean, Kathy? I will be back in a bit. Take a little break. Find some lunch. Thank you, Savage. Appreciate that. And your membership. And we'll be back in a little bit. I may do some TikTok updates as well in the meantime, or updates everywhere. We'll see. But I'll go live again. Thank you, Substackers. So many of you guys for being here today as well. Yeah, we got Facebook. We got Twitch. Oh, we got a lot of you on Twitch today, too. That's good. YouTube. All right, guys. We had a good turnout today. Good. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Like I said, I don't know what's for lunch. I got to see what's in the freezer. But do follow me on TikTok. Everywhere else, I'll be back. And we'll continue from there. All right. Talk to you guys in a bit. All right. Discord, I'll start with you. By Discord. All righty. Now I'm going to turn off a bunch of you guys. TikTok, you're last. All right.